Hi guys, welcome back to Beauty Fortified, and today I'm talking all about the Estee Lauder Pure Color Envy Sculpting Blush. Now, this has been reformulated and the new formulation has been out for a couple of years, but only quite recently launched in South Africa. I have got one of the previous formulations. I have got the shade in Lover's Blush, which I absolutely love. And so I decided to try out the new formula and see how it compares. Now, I'm on the eternal quest for the perfect blush for mature skin because as we age, obviously we are dealing with texture, fine lines, wrinkles, and so the blush that we used in our 20s and 30s sometimes just doesn't cut the mustard. So what I'm always looking for is a powder blush that is really, really sheer and very finely milled. And so I wanted to try out the Estee Lauder ones, the new iteration, and just see if they are all that. So I picked up the shade in Rebellious Rose. It comes in some beautiful, quite heavyweight packaging, and these ones are refillable as well. So really beautiful packaging. It does come with a really nice sized mirror, and you get 7 grams of product. Now, how does this compare to the previous version? Well, the previous version also came with a beautiful sized mirror, and you also get 7 grams of product. So nothing has changed there. You also get a little brush, which I don't really worry too much about. But the packaging overall is absolutely beautiful. So now onto the formula. So the one that I've got, Rebellious Rose, is a matte shade. The one that I had previously in Lover's Blush is a shimmer, but it is a very fine shimmer, so it is beautiful on mature skin. But I wanted to see how the matte ones fare. So I'm going to take a little bit of this onto a very loose blush brush. Now, when I say loose, I mean that the bristles are quite far apart and they're not compact. And I'm doing this because I do sense that this is quite a pigmented blush, and so it's best to start out very light and then see if we can build it up. So I'm going to take a little bit of this on my Smashbox blush brush, just dip it into the pan, and we're going to see how it applies. Now, it does look very, very finely milled just in the pan, and going on, it is giving me just a beautiful wash of color and a very even spread of color as well. So really beautiful. I think this comes in about 8 or 10 shades. So we're going to build that up slightly, but it is giving me just a beautiful, if you wanted a very natural application, you could probably just leave it at that. But it really is very sheer. It's not emphasizing my texture. I do have enlarged pores as well. It's really not emphasizing my texture at all. And it's just giving me a lovely wash of color. So I am going to build it up slightly. And I love the fact that you can build it up, because if you are a little bit blush averse and you want something, you know, that's not going to scream cheeks, I do like to err on the heavier side with my blush. But if you're somebody who just wants a subtle wash of color, it's really nice when a blush is pigmented enough that it can be built up. So you're not just getting a very strong stripe of color on your first application. Now I'm going to go on to the other side, and we're just going to do exactly the same thing. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of the blush to even out both sides. So there you have it. I'm very, very pleased with the application. It really is giving me a beautiful sheer wash of color. It is matte. It can be built up. Just to go over what I've got on the rest of my face today, I'm using the Essence I Like to Mauve It palette on my eyes. So I've got that corner shade there all over the lid and the upper crease. And then I've got a little bit of that purple on the mobile lid. Really love this little palette. It really is great value for money. And then foundation I'm using today is the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. It has been discontinued, but I really do love it. I'm also using a little bit of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and that's just to give me a little bit of contour underneath the cheekbones. And then on my lips, I have the MAC lipstick in Twig. And on my lashes, I have none other than the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Mascara. So guys, let me know if you've used the Estee Lauder Pure Color Envy Sculpting Blush. Let me know what you think about it. I'm very impressed, and it really is a gorgeous high-end blush, and it separates itself from the drugstore ones in terms of its blendability. It is so finely milled and really is a beautiful option on mature skin, and that's not something that you always find at the drugstore. So I would really recommend it. If you have used any of them, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.